All right, we're going to look at this picture. This is our new card for the day. Let's look at our letter up here. Our first letter is letter F, so we know it has to start with the F sound. This is a farm. Good job. This is a farm. Raise your hand if you have ever been on a farm. A farm is a place where people can raise animals or grow food, and sometimes they do both. So we're going to pretend to put on our overalls and our work shoes or our work boots, and we're going to pretend to go to the farm. When we arrive at the farm, the first thing we see is a big red barn. The barn is where the animals live, like the cows and the horses. We're going to pretend to go inside the big red barn to see who lives there. The farmer has to use both of his strong arms to open the big heavy doors. Let's pretend to use our big strong arms to open the heavy doors. Good job. There might be noisy animals inside. What animal says moo? That is the cow. The cow can give the farmer milk. Remember when we watched our video about how ice cream was made? We went to visit the dairy farm and we watched how they got milk from the cow and turned it into ice cream. All right, let's see. It says the nanny goat, which is not in this picture, but there is a nanny goat that also gives milk to the farmer, and sometimes her milk is used to make cheese. Raise your hand if you like cheese. This farm also has a donkey, which is very cool because we just talked about a donkey in our Bible story not too long ago. Who remembers our Bible story that had to do with a donkey? Yes, when Jesus rode the donkey into Jerusalem, and that's when they put the palm branches down and they put their coats on the ground for Jesus to walk on. The donkey can help the farmer pull the tractor when it gets stuck in the mud, and sometimes donkeys pull little carts too. The farmer also keeps the hay in the barn. Right here behind next to the barn is called a silo, which is a very tall building that holds the corn or the oats that the animals eat. Can you say silo? Right here we have our fields, okay, where the farmer grows different crops. So can you say crops? This year the farmer is growing corn. He has a tractor that he drives across the field, and it plows and helps him work in the soil. Remember, we've watched several videos about tractors pulling corn. Remember how much corn there was and how big the tractors were that did it? Let's see, it says, where are the apple trees? Can you see an apple tree on this card? Yeah, right here. On this farm, there is an orchard. Can you say orchard? And that is a place to grow fruit trees. This farmer grows apples because he makes things out of them. What do you think we could make out of apples? That's right. He makes applesauce.
Apple dumpling.
And apple juice. Raise your hand if you like applesauce. I know there's several of you in this class that do not. And raise your hand if you like apple juice. Good job. Raise your hand if you like honey. Okay, some farmers keep this beehive. Can you say beehive? Now, when we talked about letter B, we did talk about bees a lot, and we did watch lots of videos about bees. Who remembers what kind of dance the bees do to let the other bees know where the flowers are? That dance is called the waggle dance, and that's what the bees do to let the other bees know where the flowers are. There are some busy honeybees flying in and out of this beehive. The bees help the farmer as they visit the apple blossoms in the orchard. Where is the pond in this picture? Yep, right here. What kind of animals could we see in a pond? Yeah, this is a duck. This is a white duck, and her little baby ducklings are yellow. And remember, they swim in a line behind their mommy. Many farmers also have dogs for a pet. Do you see a dog in this picture?
Right Right there.
Right here. This is the farmer's dog. This is a black and white collie. Can you say collie? The collie is a hard worker on the farm because he has a very, very, very important job. A very important job. The farmer actually has hens, which hens, as you know, that we talked about, are mommy chickens. Now there might be some predators that come and try to attack the hens. Let's think about what one of those predators could be. What do we think? If you said fox, kiss your brain, because sometimes foxes come in and foxes try to get the chickens. So this doggy here has a very important job. He has to protect the hens from the fox. And Miss Green actually messed up. This is the hen house. Miss Green's eyes are bad and I can't see. Our beehive is down here. You can see that bee right there trying to go in the beehive. So this is the beehive and this is the hen house that the doggy has to protect. Let's try to find the pig. Where's the pig? Yes, there is the pig. Do pigs live in the mud? No, they don't live in the mud, but they do like to lie down and play in the mud because it keeps them cool. And then that way they don't get sunburned. But usually they also stay in the barn. And when they're in the barn, they like to lie on their clean straw. It says mommy pigs are called sows. Daddy pigs are called boars. And little baby pigs are called piglets. Little baby piglets are pink with little bitty snouts, which is their nose, and little curly tails. What animal that we see here that we haven't talked about yet is very strong? God made this animal very strong. That is the horse. The horse lets a farmer ride on his back, and he also helps the farmer do all of his work. So as you can see, a farmer is very busy. He has lots of things to do, especially if he has his field of his crops. He has to keep oats and corn in his silo. He has to make sure the animals stay in the barn. He's got bees to think about. He's got hens and chickens to think about. He's got his apple tree to think about. And then he has to make apple juice and applesauce. He has to worry about the foxes that try to come. He has to make milk with the cows, maybe cheese from the goats. He's a very busy farmer. Now we see why farmers are always busy, why they get up very early to make sure they get all their work done. I have a little poem here. Let's talk to the animals that live on a farm. Donkey, goat, pig, and the cow in the barn. Turkey, duck, and chicken, sweet purring cat. Horse, lamb, and rabbit, let's give them a pat. The friendly watchdog that keeps us from harm. God made all the animals that live on the farm. So now would be a good time to sing with your families. Either Old MacDonald's Farm or The Farmer in the Dell. And make sure if you do that, you can take a video and let Miss Green see it.